Back in the day, Big Momma never measured her cornbread. She didn't need to. This recipe was learned by watching, not writing. Southern cornbread wasn't sweet like today's versions. It was golden, crunchy on the edges, and cooked in a heavy cast iron skillet that had decades of flavor baked into it. Big Momma would heat bacon grease in the skillet before pouring in the batter, creating that famous sizzling sound that meant something special was coming. Cornmeal, buttermilk, eggs, and a touch of salt were all it took. This bread fed entire families and was often served with beans, greens, or just a drizzle of molasses. This wasn't just food, it was survival, comfort, and tradition in one pan. Southern kitchens always smelled like collard greens simmering for hours. Big Momma believed greens needed time, patience, and love. A smoked ham hock was the secret, dropped into a pot of collards, onions, garlic, and vinegar. The longer it cooked, the better it got. The pot liquor, that rich, flavorful broth, was never wasted. Cornbread was dipped straight into it, soaking up generations of wisdom. This dish wasn't fancy, but it was powerful. It kept working families full, warm, and strong through long days. Big Momma's chicken and dumplings were legendary. No canned dough, no shortcuts. The chicken was boiled slow until tender, the broth thick with flavor. Dumplings were hand-rolled, dropped carefully into the pot, and cooked until soft but sturdy. This meal showed up on Sundays, rainy days, and whenever someone needed comfort. It was the kind of dish that could quiet a room and bring everyone to the table without calling their name. Chicken and dumplings weren't just dinner, they were a hug in a bowl. Before tomatoes ripened, Big Momma already had plans for them. Fried green tomatoes were sliced thick, dipped in buttermilk, rolled in seasoned cornmeal, and fried until golden brown. Crunchy on the outside, tart and tender inside, this dish turned unripe into unforgettable. It was often served as a side, snack, or even breakfast with eggs. Nothing went to waste in Big Momma's kitchen, and this recipe proved it. Smothered pork chops were pure Southern soul food. Thick pork chops were seasoned, browned, then slow cooked in a rich onion gravy until fork tender. Big Momma believed low heat and time could fix almost anything, meat included. Served with rice or mashed potatoes, this dish could feed a house full of hungry mouths. It was affordable, filling, and full of flavor. Exactly what Southern cooking was meant to be. Big Momma's fried chicken was never rushed. The chicken soaked overnight in seasoned buttermilk, tenderizing the meat and locking in flavor. Flour was mixed with salt, black pepper, paprika, and whatever spices Big Momma felt like adding that day. No two batches ever tasted exactly the same. The chicken was fried slow in a deep cast iron skillet, turned carefully, never crowded. The result was golden, crispy skin with juicy meat inside. This wasn't everyday food, it was Sunday food. The kind that brought family home early and kept plates full until nothing was left but bones. Grits were a Southern staple, and Big Momma knew how to make them right. No instant packets. Stone ground grits were cooked low and slow with milk, butter, and salt. Stirring was constant, patient, and loving. Sometimes cheese was added, sometimes not. Grits showed up at breakfast, dinner, or whenever comfort was needed. They were cheap, filling, and endlessly adaptable. Big Momma believed good grits should be smooth, rich, and never rushed. Before marshmallows took over, Big Momma's sweet potato casserole was simple and honest. Boiled sweet potatoes were mashed with butter, sugar, milk, and warm spices like cinnamon and nutmeg. The topping was often crushed crackers or pecans mixed with butter, crunchy and balanced. This dish appeared on holidays and special gatherings. It tasted like celebration, memory, and warmth. Every bite reminded you why sweet potatoes ruled Southern kitchens. Red beans and rice weren't just Louisiana food. Big Momma made it her own. Beans simmered all day with onion, garlic, bay leaves, and smoked sausage or ham bones. The rice was fluffy, white, and ready to soak up all that rich bean gravy. This was working food, affordable, hearty, and meant to feed many. Big Momma knew this dish tasted even better the next day, when flavors had time to settle. Big Momma's biscuits were soft inside, flaky outside, and never made with store-bought dough. Flour, shortening, milk, and skilled hands did all the work. The biscuits were baked until tall and golden. White gravy made from pan drippings, flour, and milk was poured generously over the top. This meal could start a day or end one. Simple ingredients, powerful comfort. Big Momma said good biscuits could fix a bad mood faster than words ever could. Big Momma believed black-eyed peas brought good luck and full stomachs. She cooked them slowly with chopped onion, bacon, and just enough seasoning to let the peas shine. The bacon fat added richness while the peas softened into a creamy texture. This dish was especially important on New Year's Day, but Big Momma served it year-round. It was humble, filling, and full of tradition. Cornbread always sat nearby, ready to soak up every drop of flavor. Big Momma didn't believe in boxed macaroni. Her baked mac and cheese started with boiled noodles, real butter, milk, and layers of sharp cheddar cheese. Eggs were added to give it structure and richness, baked until bubbling and golden on top. This dish was the first to disappear at family gatherings. It was creamy inside with a firm crust on top. Comfort food at its finest. Big Momma knew this recipe by heart, and nobody ever left the table hungry. Corn fritters were Big Momma's way of turning simple ingredients into something special. Corn kernels were mixed with flour, eggs, milk, and seasoning, then fried in hot oil until crisp. They were served hot, often dusted with salt or paired with syrup for a sweet twist. These fritters showed up as snacks, sides, or quick meals. Big Momma believed fried food didn't need excuses, just hungry people. Smothered chicken was slow-cooked love. Chicken pieces were seasoned, browned, then cooked gently in a deep onion gravy. The meat became so tender it almost fell apart. This dish was served with rice or mashed potatoes, making sure no gravy went to waste. Big Momma believed gravy was just as important as the meat. It brought everything together and turned simple chicken into something unforgettable. Big Momma never used measuring cups for peach cobbler. She eyeballed everything: the peaches, sugar, butter, and dough. Fresh peaches were preferred, but canned worked when needed. Baked until bubbly and golden, this cobbler filled the house with the sweet smell that meant something good was coming. Served warm, sometimes with cream, it was a dessert that felt like home in every bite. Big Momma knew how to turn tough meat into tender comfort. Cube steak was seasoned, floured, and fried until golden, then smothered in thick peppered gravy. This dish fed hard-working families who needed strength, not fancy meals. Served with mashed potatoes or rice, it was heavy, rich, and satisfying. Big Momma believed no cut of meat was useless if cooked with patience and love. Butter beans were simmered slowly with smoked meat, onion, and seasoning until soft and creamy. Big Momma cooked them low and slow, letting flavors build naturally. This dish was simple but deeply comforting. Served with cornbread, it made a complete meal. Big Momma often said butter beans didn't need much, just time. Fresh catfish was cleaned, seasoned, coated in cornmeal, and pan-fried in hot oil. Big Momma always tested the oil first. It had to sizzle just right. The fish came out crispy outside and tender inside. Often served with greens or slaw, catfish was a southern favorite. Big Momma knew fresh fish meant happy faces at the table. Hoppin John combined rice, black-eyed peas, and smoked meat into one powerful dish. Big Momma cooked it in one pot, letting flavors blend together. This recipe carried deep history and tradition. It was believed to bring luck and prosperity. Big Momma didn't argue, she just made sure everyone ate it. Big Momma's banana pudding was layered, not mixed. Vanilla wafers, sliced bananas, pudding, and sometimes meringue filled deep bowls. It was chilled just long enough to soften the wafers. This dessert never lasted long. Big Momma said if you wanted leftovers, you better hide them early. Big Momma never wasted flavor, and oxtails were proof of that. These tough cuts were seasoned heavily and browned first, then slow cooked for hours until the meat nearly fell off the bone. The gravy became thick, dark, and rich, filled with deep flavor from onions, garlic, and spices. Served over rice or mashed potatoes, this dish was heavy and satisfying. Oxtails weren't fast food, they were patient food. Big Momma believed the longer they cooked, the better they tasted. This recipe was often saved for special family dinners, when everyone could sit and eat together. Turnip greens were cooked the same way Big Momma cooked life, honest and slow. She washed the greens carefully, chopped them down, and simmered them with fatback or salt pork. Vinegar was added near the end for bite and balance. The greens cooked until tender, and the pot liquor was rich and powerful. Cornbread was always nearby to soak it up. This dish was nutritious, and deeply Southern. Big Momma said greens didn't just feed the body, they fed the soul. Chicken livers were affordable and packed with flavor. Big Momma dredged them lightly in flour, fried them until just done, and smothered them with caramelized onions. Served with rice or gravy, this dish was not for picky eaters, but those who loved it deeply. Big Momma believed learning to enjoy every part of the chicken was a lesson in gratitude. Nothing went to waste in her kitchen. Hoe cakes were quick, simple corn cakes cooked in a hot skillet, made from cornmeal, water, or milk, and a little fat. They were fried until crisp on the outside and soft inside. Big Momma served them with butter, syrup, or alongside savory dishes. Hoe cakes were born from hard times, but stayed because they tasted good. They were filling, fast, and perfect when bread was needed in a hurry. Boiled custard was a dessert Big Momma made quietly, without much fuss. Milk, eggs, sugar, and vanilla were cooked slowly until thick and smooth. It was served warm or cold, often during holidays or when someone was sick. This dessert wasn't flashy, but it was comforting. Big Momma said boiled custard was meant to calm you down and remind you of home. It ended meals gently, just like her cooking always did.